is
Alright,
officially
nah,
host.
udah record. What's up? Thank you for being here, guys.
Yo, what's up,
Apa
what's
kabar,
up,
teman-teman?
what's up?
Iya, jadi sekarang kita lagi di acara gue bersama Talents. Asik. Gimana yang lain? Apa kabar? Iya. Oke, jadi kita mulai dari
semua.
kita mulai dari Abim. Oke, Abim, kegiatan kamu apa sekarang, Abim?
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Oke,
Waalaikumsalam.
Abim.
Nggak ngapain sih sekarang, kayak mau ngapain lagi ya, susah sih nyari kegiatan sih.
Itu dia,
Other than work.
kita mulai dari itu ya.
Ngentot lu semua.
Apa itu susah?
Bahaya.
Itu kalau kita lagi di talk show gitu ya, tiba-tiba ada orang ngomong kayak bass gitu ya. Bener ya.
Kalian semua ngentot.
Makasih loh.
Alright. 4, 5, 3, 2, 1, close the door.
Oke, lanjut. Kita lanjut. Selanjutnya ke Bas. Bagaimana, Bas?
Ulang.
Oke, pertanyaannya bagaimana menurut Bas soal ekonomi dunia saat ini?
Wah, mantap.
Wah, anjir, berat banget. Apakah oke, mungkin kita mulai dari yang lebih rendah aja ya. Bicaraannya.
Ada yang kaget, nggak ada.
Gak kaget ya?
Bagaimana menurut saudara Bas tentang simping?
Yes, I like this.
Itu passion gue, bro.
Wait, simping atau ngomong tentang simping atau apa nih passionnya maksudnya nih?
Audiensnya
Kalimatnya belum jelas.
Pokoknya secara general lah, secara keseluruhan.
Pokoknya apapun mengelilingi gitu ya.
Benar.
Definisi dulu deh kita sebelum masuk makin dalam lah, kita definisikan dulu lah simping apa gimana.
Menurut saudara
apa definisi?
Kenapa
Apa definisi?
Apa definisi simping?
Simping buat gue itu kayak memiliki cewek yang bukan punya gue gitu, tahu nggak sih?
Weh, harus cewek nggak?
Harus cewek kalau gue. Cowok bisa juga sih, cowok.
Ya sih. So it's not technically gender based, bro.
Oh, simping.
Okay.
Simping kalau kayak nonton cewek cantik nge-stream padahal main game-nya nggak jago, itu simping ya?
Termasuk simping dong.
Atau kalau nonton nggak apa-apa, tapi kalau donasi gitu gimana ya? Yang kayak donate kan lo, yang donate tinggi-tinggi.
Gue rasa simpingnya levelnya gitu, Bim.
Oh, level sih mungkin ya. Nggak ini sih.
Donasi itu lu kayak udah lord gitu loh.
Lo tau ya? Ada nih streamer cantik banget nih, terus tapi kayak mbak gitu lah, sabi banget sumpah. Terus dia kayak dia bisa donate kan, ayo kalau kamu 10 juta aku buka baju gitu kan.
Bro,
gue kasih gope.
Loh.
OnlyFans, bro.
Oh, the OnlyFans sebenarnya the concept is good loh ya.
Emang iya.
Cuman kayaknya reputasinya jadi
Iya
lebih untuk gimana ya gitu.
Gara-gara Belle Delphine.
Is it? Is she the one who started?
Iya, I mean like
dia doang deh.
Belle Delphine OnlyFans. Dia ngejual bathwater-nya dia cuy.
Oh, itu.
Bathwater. Oh, I think I know how you know this, bro.
He's simp.
People actually drink the bathwater.
Did you drink? What?
Oh, ada yang minum cuy.
Ada, gue yakin.
What?
No, man.
Wait, how do you even order? Or how do you? I don't really want to go into details.
Dia kayak Amazon gitu loh. dia kayak produsen setiap harinya berapa liter gitu. Kayak an actual production warehouse gitu. Dia kayak produksi dengan rajinnya, setiap hari mandi. Habis itu dia air mandi dia masukin ke cup setiap harinya. Gitu kan.
Gila ya.
Ada kayak marketing videonya gitu. Gak. Nanti kali dia buat kayak gitu. Gimana aja buat marketing videonya? Kami memakai air yang datang dari gunung.
Kayak orang-orang di Afrika kayak mandinya kan kayak susah banget kan.
Iya.
Dia kayak mandinya pakai air kotor gitu, terus kayak ngambil airnya harus jalan 1 kilo.
Iya.
Introducing Gamer Girl Bathwater.
Iklan gitu anjir ini.
Kayak ada cewek Afrika lagi main game, terus kayak sambil mandi gitu.
Bisa.
Jadi orang nggak usah jalan jauh-jauh 1 kilometer untuk ngambil air untuk mandi. Dia cukup di Gamer Girl Bathwater.
Bisa. Tapi ngomongin OnlyFans sebenarnya gue rasa nggak cuma Belle Delphine doang deh. Yang lain-lain juga orang-orang kayak mulai, gue nggak tahu dia yang mulai atau enggak ya. Tapi yang gue tahu emang dari awal tuh kata-kata OnlyFans sendiri itu udah kayak ini nggak sih, kayak ada imply sedikit kayak ada konten-konten tertentu.
Sebenarnya nggak juga sih in my opinion, because like awalnya gue juga I just visited their like Twitter page and they described di description-nya gitu kan jelasin kayak it's basically a platform for creators so that they can monetize their content. Karena kan sometimes I guess you don't get the full income from like YouTube whatever not.
Iya benar.
OnlyFans is like a different segment lah ya mungkin katakan. Jadi kayak sebenarnya it sounds, if you don't think of that specific imagery, dulu sebenarnya kepikiran kalau dengar kata OnlyFans it's just like oh wow, emang untuk fans yang just for actual fans who wanna donate. It's almost like Patreon. Tapi bedanya gue juga nggak tahu sih gimana.
Kayak Instagram cuman bayar.
Mungkin bisa jadi.
Gila.
Jadi persepsi berubah gitu ya karena beberapa orang. That's interesting too. That's simp culture. Is that simp culture, Bas?
Apa?
Simp culture gitu nggak ya? That's like simping culture, no?
Nggak tahu sih.
Gila.
Jadi itu definisi kan, Bos.
Apa?
Ini lagi gue buka kan OnlyFans ya.
Wait, website-nya apa nih?
Website-nya doang. Gue pengen tahu
Okay, I don't know.
gimana. Abis itu tulisannya this site cannot be reached. Kayak udah mulai
is it bad?
blok gitu deh kayaknya.
Why?
Mungkin awalnya
It's almost like Reddit berarti ya. Reddit kan juga di ban ya.
Iya, Reddit.
For some reason, I mean, I guess there's content like that, but like you got good content too.
I know, man. Haven't really touched upon that, so cannot really say anything. Tapi ya kayak gitulah. Kayak sekarang juga reputasinya udah, gue nggak bisa bilang hancur ya. Tapi emang reputasinya udah gak jelas itu sekarang. Sekarang pokoknya gue rasa kalau misalkan udah denger OnlyFans tuh pasti kayak connect-nya sama kayak gitu-gituan gitu. Oh, this meeting
has unlimited minutes nih.
Kok bisa?
Di-upgrade sama Aldo.
Oh gila dong.
Apa?
Aldo kan bayar pakai uang OnlyFans dia.
Oh iya, lupa gue ya.
Apa unlimited apa?
Unlimited time. Unlimited time.
Oh, cool.
Jadi sekarang free kita, nggak harus 40 menit. Gila.
Ini ada OnlyFans, lihat nggak? Mau lihat OnlyFans nggak?
Do you have an account, bro?
itu Aldo tuh.
Bas, mau lihat OnlyFans?
Oh gila dok, keren lo dok. Oh ini nih. Come on bro. Gila.
Basically,
ini hitungnya OnlyFans juga, berempat doang.
Only Sunda.
Bangsat. Only Sunda nih.
Ter, cerita dong pengalaman lu Ter. Kita udah lama nih update.
Buat
cerita dong pengalaman lu gimana? Kemarin yang lu alergi itu.
Oh gila itu gatel banget parah. Gue baru pertama kali.
Jadi sekarang udah aman. Wait, how does it? I don't wanna ask how it looks, but how does it feel now?
Sekarang masih sih kayak more or less gitu. Masih
yeah,
kayak
right?
Maksudnya nggak separah sebelumnya tapi kayak ya masih berkembang sedikit udah mulai.
Masih ada, masih gatal.
Masih ada men, gila.
Nggak langsung hilang Bas. Sebenarnya bisa ada sih kalau lo take care bener-bener, tapi kayaknya gue juga awal-awal selalu garuk sih di. It was something I was obsessing over.
Iya kayak apa sih? Wah gila deh parah banget. Pokoknya gue kaget ya.
Nggak, tapi of course bro. Tapi lama-lama lu kalau udah sembuh dikit kayak it's just like obsessed aja dengan kayak moisturize. You just wanna moisturize all the time. I don't know man.
Tapi awal-awal tuh emang gue jadi kayak tiba-tiba jadi kayak pengen bersih banget gitu. Habis itu tapi sekarang setelah udah kayak sedikit lama, ya sedikit santai sih. Walaupun belum hilang
ya,
semua.
Baru udah ngeliat bersih dikit tapi malah kayak udahlah enggak apa-apa lah.
Kayak, no big
miss deal. Miss 2 kali.
No big deal lah. Tapi gatel parah sih.
No big deal lah.
No big deal lah.
Kaget gue.
Tapi parah sih, gue nggak mau ngelaluin hal yang sama lagi, gatel parah sumpah. Aduh, sekarang aja masih kayak kadang-kadang gue nggak nyadar kegesek dikit aja kayak gue garuk-garuk sedikit gitu, ya kan? Atau kayak gini nih, biasanya kalau misalkan gue nggak mau garuk-garuk, gue gigilin dong. Gitu.
Nah, gue dulu di muka, dude.
Oh damn.
I had on my face, and like gue bilang nggak garuk, I would tap my face, so I would like.
Iya kayak gitu.
Paling sering dulu.
Karena walaupun garuk panas, tapi kadang-kadang kalau digini tuh enak gitu.
Adem gitu kan, adem gitu, tangan kita dingin.
Iya,
Gitu ya. I feel you, I get you.
Abis kayak lu kayak can reach orgasm gitu. Enggak lah, lebay gila lu.
Hampir sih sebenarnya hampir karena kayak
enaknya itu kayak ke ini dah, ke psikolog dah kayaknya.
Enggak apa.
Bas gitu dong orgasm aja.
Lu harus nyobain, Bas.
Bener aja lu.
Enak banget.
Bagus. Enak sih kalau bisa orgasm kayak gitu. Kamu dulu lah.
Bro, that was a joke. Dianggap serius gitu.
Sumpah lo orgasm Ter.
Diam.
Kayak lo ketemu psikiatris sih Ter.
Bas, kita berempat aja, jangan ngomong kayak lain-lain ya. OnlyFans nih, lu bertiga kan fans gue ya.
Lihat dong, kasih lihat orgasm dong Ter.
Coba ya.
Gue kira lo mau gini-gini nih.
Enggak, bukan. Kayak ini kan yang kayak live itu kan. Live di video-video itu kan. Kita mau mulai menaikkan level pembicaraan kita nggak?
Yuk, ya, close the door.
Iya.
Close the door.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Close the door.
Gue benar-benar belum pernah nonton sampai akhir gitu loh. Emang bagus apa itu?
Apa? Close the
door.
door.
Close the door.
I have no clue what you guys are talking about. Is that a movie?
Bukan, man.
Itu podcastnya jadi Buzzer, Bang.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I didn't know.
It's like Malaysian Joe Rogan. They say.
Yeah, I see. Like he's got like quite a reputation podcast ya.
Yeah.
How was it? Have you guys? Tadi kan Terus lo belum nonton selesai atau udah nonton? Tapi gimana?
Belum nonton sama sekali gue.
Oh ya, same. Berarti we're in the same boat.
It's like I don't know. I mean, it's cool, but Deddy Corbuzier as a host. Ini dia.
Mantap aja. Komen. Oh, I remember, and this was taken out of context at one point kan.
Oke.
Okay.
Yang part apa dipotong gitu pernah? Nggak tahu sih gue yang gue lihat ya.
Wah, nggak tahu gue.
Pernah dipotong bagian yang dia, jadi kayak kedengaran kayak orang dongo, padahal kayak.
Oh.
I don't know. Maybe that's what I saw.
Biasalah kayak.
Yeah, cause like
orang-orang.
Ibaratnya it's the same thing ya. Yeah. Karena diambil di luar konteks kayak agak gimana kan mungkin omongannya.
Iya benar. Tapi kalau orang-orang di internet biasanya suka kayak gitu nggak sih? Kayak jangan kan podcast gitu. Biasanya kayak video-video yang lain juga dipotong-potong nggak itu kelihatan orang bego gitu kan.
Iya, jadi banyak kontennya kan.
Iya, bro.
Intisari dari podcastnya hilang dong. Kan kayak podcast
itu ya.
Tujuan podcast kan kayak untuk like, you know, like
tergantung.
Yeah.
Lu nggak bisa mukul rata juga dong.
Which is true, he's not wrong either sih.
Iya.
Jadi definisi podcast banyak gitu ya.
I mean, it's not just definisi podcast. It's like what do you want to make your podcast to be about, and how do you want to deliver it? Kan? Itu siapa tuh track tuh? Your brother. Kaget gue. I was gonna turn around like, oh my god, itu suara apa nih?
Oh, ngomong-ngomong soal suara-suara kayak gitu, lu pernah nonton Rian nggak sih? Nanti do. Ini masih belum sesi OnlyFans tuh.
Nonton Rian apa Ter?
Ada video yang kayak ada suara audio ngetok pintu gitu. Abis itu lu kayak pada ngeliat ke belakang gitu.
Shit, bro, you made me kind of like freak out of it. I'm like, wait, what?
Biasanya gue nonton di Twitch fails gitu loh. Abis itu
kayak audio masuk tuh ya kan?
Abis itu kayak ada suara-suara ngetok-ngetok kayak gitu. Abis itu gue ngeliat ke belakang.
Itu lu coba lihat dah di YouTube Barbershop 360 audio. Itu benar-benar kayak lu lagi dipotong rambutnya. Kayak ada suara.
Kita lagi pada pakai earphone nih.
Cobain sumpah.
Tapi 3D emang bisa ini lewat share screen.
Enggak tahu ya.
No, 3D like 3D as in the audio. You just close your eyes. You just focus on.
No, I know. Tapi emang itu ke translate juga audio di kita. Kan ini basically audio dari laptop Terence ke internet and then goes like to I don't know.
Oh, no, I mean like
gila real
can
banget
show it.
sabar.
It's cool.
Gue share ya.
Yeah, after we could try it sih. So ada yang 8D audio tuh apa ya? Kalian pernah tahu nggak tuh?
8D.
What tuh 8D sih?
8 dimension. I mean like.
Yeah, but like how many dimensions do we have? I barely know like the 4 dimensions and whatever
I mean,
shit.
science tell us we have 11 dimension, but I don't know what 8D is.
Ya kenapa 8 specifically, right?
Yeah.
Like I remember we had 4D rides. Ini belum ada suaranya kayaknya emang nggak ke translate, nggak ke kiri, nggak ke display suaranya.
Nggak kirim gitu.
Itu resep nasi apa tuh?
Mana?
Sebelah kiri ya. Resep nasi
daging Medina ya nggak tuh?
Iya dong.
Kok ditutup ya?
Gue masih masih gue baca lagi, nanti gue masih belum sempat buat tanya lagi. Gue tanya.
No problem.
Mbak Mita. Gue lagi tadi nonton ituan nasi goreng gitu. Resep nasi goreng Hong Kong tulisannya gitu.
Mantap.
Coba dengerin pakai earphone ya. Apa yang 360 audio barber is because it's so well made. Like they look kapan ke barbershop. I bet you went to the barbershop for a long time ago.
Yeah, July. I went in July last time.
Yeah, it's a very good sensation.
Nah, iya benar.
I mean, I don't want the experience. I just want my hair to be cut. Damn it.
It's
ASMR super banget.
Is it really? Gue belum terlalu ini sih ASMR.
Sumpah ASMR itu aneh banget tapi enak ya. Kayak lu ngedengerin suara-suara gitu, habis itu kayak ngerasa geli di sini kayak gitu. Enak banget.
The hairs on your back kind of.
Iya gitu kayak goosebumps gitu.
Emang gitu Dok, kalau dengerin yang itu Dok, yang barbershop tadi.
Iya. Gue dengerin pas lagi try out cuy, pakai komputer di luar. Try out
dulu, zaman dulu SMP. Oh Allah Akbar jatuh kan. SMA sorry.
Kan dikasih headset ya, bagus lagi headsetnya.
Iya bagus.
I think it was average probably now. Oh shit. Okay wait, I kind of messed up. Wait.
Tapi ASMR aneh-aneh sekarang. Nggak aneh-aneh sekarang sih. Kayaknya dari dulu yang
Yo, do you guys wanna see how fucked up my headphones are? Like.
Oh, tapi itu kan masih lebih bagus daripada kayak ini kan. Ini sakit lama-lama.
Udah capek gitu.
Apa earphone kayak gini?
Gue malah suka yang earbuds rather than headphone. I don't know why.
Lama-lama sakit sumpah.
I think it depends on the build, dude. Kadang kan ada yang kayak emang built for longer use. Kayak kalau ini mungkin juga sebenarnya kalau yang enteng banget and maybe nggak terlalu keras ininya apa the fit mungkin enak ya dipakai kayak 5 jam atau apa. Ini gue 20 menit tadi udah kayak aduh sampai rusak juga.
Iya sih.
That's why I prefer earbuds yang agak enteng itu kan. Earbuds you just kinda snuck them in and they stay there.
Iya sih.
I don't know.
Tapi kayaknya gue rasa semenjak ada AirPods gue lebih suka nggak tahu ya gue lebih lean into AirPods daripada kayak
earphones,
gitu.
AirPods.
I'm
not sure what you mean.
AirPods.
AirPods is like the specific product. Earphones is like the form factor, I think. The earphone.
Wireless earphone.
Okay.
But,
like truly wireless,
yeah. I prefer the ones like AirPods.
Oh, really? Have you tried them? Is that why you're saying? Are you saying that from experience?
I haven't tried them.
How do you know? Yeah, you're just saying it from experience.
I just kind of feel like like it would be great to not have to deal with this,
I mean, I don't have like truly wireless headphones, but I have wireless headphones. So like, there's still a wire connecting them.
Yeah.
This is okay too, because like, especially for working out. I can't imagine wearing an AirPod or like AirPods Pro, whatever, and running, and then maybe having them fall, which is kind of scary. So like for me, this is still better for like working out.
Oh yeah,
but I can imagine the convenience of not having any cables at all.
Yeah, I agree.
It's still kind of there. Karena gue juga kayak ini, I need to connect it to like a specific connector and like whatever now.
Oh ribet ya gitu ya.
Tapi itu juga technically you need to charge them through the case kan. Although that's more of an elegant manner than me putting it in my case and
Yeah.
Although I love these my Jaybirds, but yeah, I broke them quite some time ago.
Too bad. Tapi kayak apa? Kayak apa ya? Ya pertama gak ada wire karena wireless jadi lebih enak kan. Kedua,
Of course.
mungkin ya kayak for the elegance too. I don't know. Emang it looks cool.
The bougie look. Hey.
Yeah. You look much wealthier wearing that. You know, kayak kan. Kayak lu kelihatan kayak buat kayak gila jalan-jalan kayak.
Bas ada pengalaman tuh pakai wireless headphones. Gimana? Bas.
Hilang sebelah gue.
There you go. That's the best problem too, man. Because like I mean, it's more of a like responsibility thing, I guess. Tapi kayak at the same time, that is a possibility to just lose one, you know?
Yeah, benar.
But I guess that's what happens, and that's like the cost of a truly wireless design, you know?
Iya sih, benar. Tapi sekarang juga udah mulai muncul kan yang lain-lain, yang bukan AirPods gitu.
Aftershock, like bone inducted earphones.
Oh, bro, apparently, yeah. Like, apa ya? Vibrational or whatever systems, I don't know if that's the term. It's quite like something new recently, kind of on smartphones as well. Like I'm pretty sure all of our smartphones use like a speaker. Maybe some phones actually have like no speaker at all, and they just induce, is that the word or the term? Or they basically vibrate the screen to produce sound, which is very interesting.
Really?
Yeah, I thought you'd know about it a bit because like, you know.
Yang gue tahu iPhone 12 Pro, 12 Pro nggak pakai apa di kotaknya nggak ada charge apa sih?
That's charger, no charger and no cable, which is very controversial. Yeah. But at the same time, I mean, I think it is what it is. Whatever, you know, people are always saying like, oh, it's just money grab, it's this, it's that. People like to hate. Every time there's a change, people will hate. I think that's normal. Yeah. And I would just say that I mean, it just is, you know, you kind of deal with it. If you don't want that, then just don't get it, right? For people who will get the iPhone 12, probably have a charger, even if they don't, they wouldn't mind, you know, busting out another $30 or so for a charger.
Nah. Kalau gue
it's like,
kalau misalkan, you know, kayak selama waktu chargernya nggak ada, harganya nyesuain turun.
Yeah, the thing is like people are always saying like, oh, as long as the price goes down, but technically it has and has not gone down. Because the thing is they have like an iPhone 12 mini, if I'm not mistaken, which that technically, if you consider that the entry point of the iPhone, it has gone down. It's like $699, $799, I'm not sure. And the iPhone 12 or like the iPhone 12 Max, Pro Max, whatever, and the big boys are still around $799, $899, and like $999. So like that's still quite expensive. And imagine like getting that phone, but not getting a charger in the box. You know, that's quite controversial. But at the same time, I mean, how big of an issue really is it? You know, it's just, in my opinion at least. And I mean, Apple is always going around about like how it's like eco-friendly, and it's very whatever. I don't remember exactly what they said, but it's always, you know, the way they're viewing it. Really, they're not wrong, because like a lot of people buy the iPhone, and imagine, you know, the waste that is caused by a lot of people that buy the iPhone but don't use the charger because they have other phones or fast chargers or whatever. Not, you know, a lot of people are in that situation too, and that does technically, you know, support the point that Apple is making, in that they're trying to reduce e-waste, which isn't so bad, but I don't know. It's just what it is, I think.
Iya sih, makanya gue mikir kayak itu it makes sense gitu. Makanya kalau misalkan menurut gue, selama kalau misalkan lu tambah beli chargernya itu harganya nggak bakal terlalu beda gitu loh.
Nah itu tadi tergantung kalau lu beli yang lebih murah sih, Dit. Kalau lu beli yang lebih murah, tapi kayak tadi lu misalnya beli yang Pro Max kan, lu udah bayar maybe like $1,000, but you don't get the phone and no charger.
Ya, kalau gue pikir.
But you probably had a phone before kan? Iya nggak sih, kayak semua orang pasti ada HP sebelumnya gitu.
Jadi kalau misalkan, contohnya kalau misalkan gue beli iPhone 11 gitu, habis itu dia kan pasti dengan chargernya. Habis itu kalau misalkan ternyata dengan chargernya misalkan harganya $300 or something misalkan. Habis itu kalau misalkan nanti
itu total price nih. Ini total price nih.
Total price.
Oke, misalkan 300 ya. Dunia yang indah sekali. HP
Iya.
cuma $300.
Iya, misalkan gitu kan.
Oke.
Itu kalau misalkan udah kayak ada built-in inside of the box, the charger inside of the box. Tapi kalau misalkan ternyata yang 12 ini keluar tanpa chargernya dengan harga misalkan bilang 250.
Sama aja ya, mending nggak apa-apa gitu, kayak it's no problem
sih. Karena pada akhirnya kalau gue beli chargernya nanti harganya sama-sama aja gitu.
Yes, true. Tapi ya gitu. Situasinya nggak kayak gitu dia sekarang, which is sorry. Ya itu tadi yang gue bilang kayak as in technically if you get the smallest version,
berapa?
Yeah, you don't get the charger, but it's cheaper.
Yeah.
Technically. But if you go for like you max out, like tadi the Pro Max for $1,000, lu nggak dapet tadi ini kan, you don't get the charger.
Jadi sekarang headphone jacknya udah nggak ada.
No headphone jack.
Iya, habis itu charger udah nggak ada.
I mean that's the future Apple is going for kan, like truly wireless. So like no wires at all. Malah kan there's something experimental right now going on, which is like the iPhone 12 has like a MagSafe feature. So I'm not sure if you've heard of MagSafe. Tapi itu kan kayak di laptopnya Buzz misalnya. The laptop charger connects via magnets. Jadi kayak it clicks on and like itu biasanya kalau untuk laptop the benefit was that kalau orang kesandung di kabel lo, kena kabel lo, it wouldn't take the laptop and lu nggak kehilangan $1,000. Tapi kayak kabelnya doang ngecopot kan, which is smart. Kalau di ini ya di laptop. So the idea is the same on the iPhone 12 with MagSafe charging, but we don't really know how good it is. It's not out yet, so we don't really know. We have not heard any reviews yet. But the concept is cool. Yeah. Like it's basically wireless charging, but with a connector. I mean, I guess technically it's not truly wireless charging, but you still technically don't need any wires from your adapter to the phone. So it is interesting, see. But yeah, we'll see how that goes. And apparently, you can also a lot of other accessories can attach or use the MagSafe technology. Yeah. So like you have cases and like wallets that can just attach to like your phone and then, which is super interesting. And we'll see how strong it is and all that. But yeah, interesting concept.
Itu keren. We'll see.
Yeah, man, you just gotta see, man. I mean, rumors.
Santai dong.
You can always go for like hours, man, talking like rumors, but yeah, unless we've already seen the product, ya udah belum tentu bagus kan ya.
Lu bakal beli HP soon?
Gua atau siapa?
Yeah,
Nah, bro, I'm just updated always.
Oh ya.
Nih Bas, lu bisa connect ke sini juga nih kayaknya nih. Nih ya.
Apa tuh?
Gue tuh selalu mikir kayak gini, kalau misalkan kita ngomongin tentang konten, ini pertama kalau gue ngomong tentang konten ya. Gue tuh selalu kayak I'm always in the opinion that if you want to talk about something, that at least you have to like have a mastery over something. Make sense?
So you need to be knowledgeable in the field. Is that what you're saying?
Because I think that if you talk about something just for the sake of talking about it, then like it wouldn't make sense. Like you wouldn't just. I don't know. It just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I have the same reaction as Buzz's right now. It's kind of like, okay, go on.
Nah, ya kan?
Listening.
Contohnya kayak gini nih. Kalau misalkan tadi kan Buzz soalnya nanya gue.
Crispy banget suara yang tiba-tiba Buzz.
Iya.
Pokoknya tadi Buzz kan sebelumnya kayak in the previous conversation, in the previous Zoom meeting, he mentioned that kayak kenapa gue udah nggak terlalu buat konten lagi gitu kan.
Yeah, what happened, bro? What happened?
Yang pertama gue pengen fokus ke arsitektur dulu gitu kan, karena selama ini gue kayak been running away from my responsibility basically gitu kan. Yang kedua, gara-gara gue nggak mau cuman kayak ngomongin tentang sesuatu just for the sake of the content gitu. Kayak jadinya kayak apa ya? Lu cuman abis baca bentar gak ngerti apa-apa, abis itu tiba-tiba langsung buat video gitu. Nah, makanya itu kenapa I am in the opinion that you have to have a mastery over something first before you talk about it. Tapi di saat yang sama, itu barusan ngobrol sama Abim gitu. Dia bukan pegawai Apple, dia bukan pegawai Apple, dia nggak kerja di tempat HP, and he's pretty knowledgeable about phone, and he talks about phone. Okay, it's interesting.
Maksudnya ini sih sebenarnya acting. Pretending to be knowledgeable itu bisa banget. Like,
so are you calling me pretending? Are you telling?
No. Kalau Abim like,
what are you saying?
Abim is like, I know you want. every tech YouTube videos. I'm sorry, but like gue percaya like there are a lot of people in YouTube that they're not a master in their fields, but they just keep making it because master in their field are too busy reading. Meanwhile, they are too busy making videos.
Kalau menurut gue nih ya, kalau menurut gue nih ya.
There you go. Bas nih tadi kan ditanya Bas ya, gue Bas.
But
semua orang tuh bisa jadi apa ya, yang lu mau gitu tau gak sih?
I definitely agree.
Di zaman sosial media sekarang ya, kayak lu bisa nge-fake apa aja kan?
Iya, benar.
Cuma menurut gue yang lack dari kebanyakan orang tuh kayak authenticity-nya tau gak sih?
What do you mean by authenticity?
Kayak yang bikin lu beda dan yang bikin lu manusia itu apa tau gak sih? Yang bikin lu itu lu tau gak sih?
Okay, that's interesting.
Kebanyakan tuh kayak terlalu fake terus jadi kayak apa? It gets real ugly real fast tau gak sih lu?
Iya. Ngerti.
Kayak lu cuma bisa sejauh itu tau gak sih?
Yeah. I think that's interesting to think about, to be honest. Cause like.
Ya kalau gue sih drive-nya buat authenticity sih kalau gue.
Yeah, like just be you, right? And like show who you are. Basically, cause like your product or like your content is who you are. I get what you mean, man. It's almost like, cause like I had a friend who's a music producer. Well, not just music producer, but like he's like a singer and all that, he's songwriter, whatever. And to me, that idea is crazy, right? Because music is, it's been explored for so many years. For me, it's almost like imagining a different color. How do you come up with a different color? How do you color a different painting differently? How do you draw amazingly well and different enough to show that it's you, Because like for me, I'm into like writing and words and whatnot. So like for me, words are easier because like words, you can never really technically come up with a new word. I mean, you can, but like mostly it's gonna be slang. But like at the same time, structure matters, and so like restructuring words and sentences and poems and like all that, to me that's interesting. That makes sense, and it's an easier way to like, I guess, be creative. But like imagining like someone who's into music, create. How do you even think of? I don't understand how people come up and like write songs. Like I guess the lyrics okay, but like coming up with like a tune that just sticks and hasn't been out there. That's so cool in my opinion. That's crazy.
So what's the point, bro? What's the point?
The point is that it's apa tadi kan kalau Buzz is talking about authenticity. I can't even pronounce that word. And some fields are more difficult than others. And I guess I understand that. I guess I'm trying to relate. And also at the same time, it's like if we are to mention content specifically for video, I think that it's almost getting to that same range of difficulty of showing difference, your authenticity, I guess, because like so many people are making videos out there. So like how do you differentiate? And I think at the same time you don't have to necessarily be different, in my opinion, at first, because you don't know much, and by the more you create, you will explore more, and then you will eventually find out.
But the more we create, sometimes like if we are like keeping the target, like let's say one video a week, like we are pushed to create something that means that we can lose our authenticity at some point because we are deadlines.
I think it's like short term,
information like from Gary V, from any kind of content creator. Mereka bilang
maksud gua lu nggak matok seminggu satu tau nggak sih lo?
Iya. Nah, tapi kayak kebanyakan advice kayak it's like okay, you gotta at least have quantity of.
Iya, maksud gua itu kayak gitu tuh kayak apa ya? Lu sadar lu mau apa? Mau berada di posisi yang lu pengen sukses dengan cara itu tau gak sih lu? Maksud gue ya, it takes 100 content per day buat lu jadi kayak gitu tau gak sih lu?
Exactly.
Gak bisa lu malas-malasan.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like the thing is like if you don't make itu juga progresnya, progresnya lebih lama malah kalau nggak buat satu seminggu nggak sih, kayak misalnya satu sebulan. I mean there will be progress but maybe not as fast. And it's not saying that tergantung orang juga sih. I guess some people make better content in a month, some people do it better in a week, whatever not.
Setuju.
Kan? Jadi kayak, I mean you just explore how you work, bro.
Try to relate with what Terrence concerned at first. It's because Terrence create a lot of videos, but he's concerned about, gue expert nggak sih di bidang ini gitu kan? Like that's the problem, like if we creating too much, we might lose the authenticity unless we believe enough in our bullshit.
I think it's like, I think both sides are kind of reasonable if you're making points that are differing from Buzz's. Do you get what I mean?
Like see, I know you know a lot about tech and especially in smartphones, But consider yourself, would you rate yourself as an expert?
I would rate myself as an enthusiast. So I would definitely mention that, I love talking about it, but like I don't necessarily need to be an expert. I enjoy it.
Setuju.
I am a fan. I'm passionate about it.
Nggak harus jadi expert buat ngomong sesuatu kan?
Exactly.
Emoji.
Gue juga ikutin emoji. Mana sih reactions ya? How do you guys get emojis? Yeah, there you go.
Nice.
Bener. Enthusiasnya sih, like we cannot fake it. We cannot fake enthusiasm.
Yeah, because like that's passion, that comes from the heart. You don't even I don't even realize it when I'm talking about tech or maybe like whatever. It just happens naturally. Like you just talk with more of a serious tone, of a understanding. So I don't know. It's just authentic. There you go. That's the best word I can put it.
It's a good time to take risk. It's like
yeah, these times yeah.
Mungkin
gimana?
Gue baru kepikiran, setelah ngedengerin lu semua baru kepikiran. Kayaknya yang ngebuat gue ngerasa salah kemarin tuh gara-gara gue kayak berusaha bilang kalau orang tuh menurut gue lo harus ngelakuinnya kayak gini, padahal gue sebenarnya nggak tahu banget gitu. Ngerti nggak sih? Kayak lu kalau misalnya pengen lari, lu tuh harus formnya kayak begini. Tapi I've never run.
Gitu. Because your content is like giving advice. Meanwhile,
I think that's a different angle that you can choose from. So like maybe instead of giving advice, you can analyze from your perspective, or maybe something you enjoy more. So
mungkin kayak
funny facts about like how.
Sebenarnya kalau gue lihat Gary Vee kayak gitu juga sih.
Kayak gimana?
Cuman dia nge-pin kalau ya ini one man's perspective tuh nggak sih lo? Kalau itu menurut lo bener ya udah lo kasih tahu ini menurut gue bener kayak gini. Belum tentu bener buat lo.
I think you can view it as like an open discussion, your videos. So not as just like a presentation, especially like sebenarnya presentasi zaman sekarang juga kan it's mostly like, or you expected to be more two-dimensional or like directional, is that the word? Kayak ngobrol, it's more like a discussion. Kalau dulu kan we would always talk like, we need to listen to our teachers or whatever. That's like the traditional manner. And I think when videos, instead of being traditionally kayak, listen to this video, this and that, if it becomes a conversation like, this is my opinion, this is my experience, this and that, but like I'd love to hear from you guys, all that becomes interesting then, because it's, it becomes essentially like a forum, it's where people come and have a discussion about a certain topic they're passionate about and just let it all out, their opinions and examples, whatever, you just talk, they chill.
Tapi gue mungkin lebih ke hati-hati sih daripada apa sih kalau misalkan kayak before like giving other people opinions, my opinion, kayak lebih hati-hati maksudnya kayak jangan kayak maksudnya tiba-tiba lu ngasih
jadi kayak netizen kan?
Iya, kayak netizen gitu. Wah, harusnya presiden kayak begini nih. Kayak
kritik ya lebih ke ini instead of like opinion.
Iya, menurut gua presiden kita harusnya kayak gini. Tapi kayak I've never been a president before. I know. I've never even.
Iya, technically you have been president. Lu juga presiden dulu kan, presiden OSIS kita ada.
Itu beda men. I've been dealing with artists, in junior high school and in high school. The first one was my girlfriend. Second one wasn't really well.
Wait, your ex? Can you mention it was your girlfriend or ex now? It's your ex now.
Yes.
Or are you guys secretly still dating? Or is that what you're hoping?
Enggak. Santai enggak lo? Gimana? Tapi menurut
emoji.
Kayak apa sih? Maksudnya ya masuk akal juga sih.
Kalau gue sih selalu mikir kayak gini sih gue. Gue ngebayangin suatu saat gue sukses misalkan ya. Misalkan gue suatu saat jadi Mark Zuckerberg gitu ya.
Mantap.
Kayak orang tuh apa gimana ya? Seberapa pengen tahu sih gue bisa jadi Mark Zuckerberg, tau gak sih?
Wait, how much people wanna know how you became Zuckerberg?
Perjalanan gue ke sana, tau gak sih? Jadi tuh orang bisa lihat balik ke yang gue sekarang ini dan belajar dari gue yang sekarang, tau gak sih?
Dan sekarang pun lu sebenarnya masih belajar juga kan, so like at the same time lu sambil belajar juga bareng-bareng gitu. So that makes you feel more relatable. I think that's the word.
Benar.
If you're relatable, people wanna view as well.
Ya maksud gue kan pasti pengen nonton lah Mark Zuckerberg waktu launching Facebook tuh kayak gimana dia mikirnya, tau gak sih?
Iya.
Lebih kayak Ya lebih kayak
Iya
diary
juga ya.
gitu nggak sih? Kayak sharing
Ngerti. I
sharing
mean,
opinion
orang
pada
yang
saat
udah
itu.
sukses sekarang kayak nggak se-expose kita kan masa kecilnya.
Iya.
Yeah, right.
Oh, iya. Kan kita baca dari buku atau like film-film dikit.
Iya kan kalau lu baca biografi apa autobiografi kan tadi makanya kayak you get those feelings that you can kind of like interpret whatever they did in their life at that young age into your life. You'll be like, oh, they did this at that age. I should be able to do that too. Things like that.
And
those feelings.
Bener.
Aren't always
Bener.
Kenapa dok?
Yeah, I mean like books aren't always natural. Meanwhile, the video internet content is like more real.
I mean, depends as well. I mean, an autobiography is technically written by the person themselves.
Yeah, and written by someone else.
Is it by someone else? I don't remember the term anymore.
Pokoknya kayak ghostwriter gitu kan. Gary V juga ghostwriter. Nabi Muhammad juga ghostwriter.
Pokoknya gue gak mau kayak gini aja, kayak maksudnya gue ngebaca nih di Alo Dokter tentang penyakit. Habis itu besoknya gue ketemu orang yang sakit, terus gue bilang, oh ini kayaknya diabetes nih.
Tergantung fieldnya kalau menurut gue.
Iya, gue juga bisa setuju sama.
Iya tuh kalau dealing with people's life itu kayak nggak bercanda sih kamu.
Iya itu yang gue cari, lupa gue. Iya kayak kalau dealing with people's life, wah itu berantakan banget ya. Gue rasa itu nggak bisa main-main deh kalau gitu. Gue rasa lu kanker nih. Ternyata cuma alergi.
Bener.
Iya.
That happens every time I Google, bro. Yeah, definitely agree.
Gua rasa 3 hari lagi gue udah bakal mati nih gara-gara ada diabetes gini ruang ternyata bukan eksim dan alergi doang.
Eczema, bro.
Itu yang gue rasa kalau misalkan yang especially on things that like related to life, wah itu berantakan banget sih, nggak bisa main-main gitu.
What do you mean by life? Because like technically content is also life, ya kan gini. Depends on what.
Kayak kedokteran tuh itu, kayak kesehatan.
Health, lifestyle, life
lifestyle.
In general, okay.
Mindset itu juga, wah menurut gue gak bisa main-main sih.
Mindset so like mental well-being, mental health.
Kayak contohnya gini, kemarin kan gue sering nonton kayak Gary V misalkan, oh lu harus oke aja gitu, nggak boleh takut sama namanya berbuat kesalahan gitu misalkan. Abis itu kemarin I kinda mistranslated that into doing basically, oh gue ada kesalahan, abis itu gue udah tahu yang mana yang benar tapi tetap gue lakuin aja. Dan pada akhirnya aja salah. Ya gue udah tahu sebenarnya waktu itu kalau misalkan itu tuh salah, tapi karena gue mikir gak boleh takut kesalahan gitu, abis itu akhirnya
malah I think it
sekarang
depends on
kan?
your tapi jadi nggak apa-apa karena dari lu salah itu lu sekarang lu tahu juga. Does that make sense still? Apa ya?
Enggak, sekarang gue udah ngerti sih, gue lebih kayak mikir tapi ada kemungkinan kayak gitu loh, ada kemungkinan orang mistranslate that gitu.
Of course. I mean, anytime there will always be a possibility of error. Kayak gue juga baca, I swear bro, I'm in the same boat as you, as in I Google stuff and all that, and I wanted to buy medicine the other day, and I was going over, I don't know why I Googled this shit, karena biasanya gue beli obat ini santai-santai itu kayak vitamin C, CDR atau apa lainnya, and I was going over I don't know why I Googled it, I went over the page and like it was explaining like, oh ini bagusnya untuk apa, and then I stumbled upon the part where it was like kontra indikasi atau apa kontra pemakaiannya, and it started talking about like hati-hati kalau mau penggunaan karena harus kontak dengan dokter, bisa terjadi kesalahan seperti ini. Tapi technically kesalahan itu kan tergantung kondisi orangnya juga, so emang it really is kind of like harus ada, what's the word I'm looking for, konsultasi sama dokter gitu kan. Most people if you're doing it the right way, karena kayak things can happen if you consume it with alcohol, whatever not. I mean, most people think of it as like itu kayak natural, logical thinking. You're not gonna drink, vitamin C with alcohol, but like it can happen technically. Kan, even no matter how dumb it is, things can happen gitu, and they need to list it. And I think that's kind of like, it made me feel just a bit more anxious based on like what I was reading. Kayak that's a possibility that people drink alcohol with medicine, or misalnya that's a possibility of me misalnya having like digestion issues. Kalau gue ada penyakit apa dan minum ini, kayak I don't know if I have it, like it just makes me think extra sih kalau gue mikirin, jadi kayak it's just I don't know, there's always possibility man of like failure and all that, no matter how prepared, no matter how ini.
Benar sih. Tapi menurut gue maksudnya lebih ke apa ya? Sebelum lu ngomong sesuatu tuh harus dipikirin dulu gitu loh. Kayak nanti orang kemungkinan bakal bisa nerimanya kayak gini. Jadi kayak dipikirin dulu seenggaknya sebelum kayak ngomong gitu loh.
True. I think emang perlu tetap dikasih you need to give it thought, but at the same time you can only do so much, right? And people will interpret no matter how much you try. You have to gantung exactly.
Benar.
So it's basically you can prepare. Just prepare what you can, as much as you can. But after that, ya udah.
Iya sih. Contoh satu ini yang maksud gue kayak kemarin kenapa salah kayak I mistranslated, on doing you can make mistakes and bla 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 gitu. Contohnya kayak misalkan gue tuh orang kayak mungkin salahnya emang gara-gara gue overthink ya. I was overthinking gitu. Gue kayak mikir kayak sejauh mana kesalahan tuh bisa diokein gitu loh. Kayak ada batas pada akhirnya gitu.
Mau ngetes gitu ya, gitu ya.
Karena pada akhirnya gue jadi sedikit kayak gitu, gue pengen nyoba kesalahan. Padahal gue udah tahu kalau itu bakal salah gitu. Tapi di saat yang sama, kayak kalau misalkan untuk kesalahan-kesalahan yang kayak gitu ya menurut gue ya, yang kayak lu udah tahu 100% hasil lu bakal kayak gimana, tapi tetap lu lakuin ya itu sedikit bodoh juga itu sih. Contohnya.
Ya kalau itu kan agak
Kalau menurut gue lu nggak 100%.
Nggak contohnya. Cheating.
Sabar.
Lu masih penasaran?
Cheating on your girlfriend. Like.
Wait. Well, how did we get to this topic?
Enggak, contohnya gitu. Ya masa gue kemarin sedikit mikirnya gitu kayak, ya masa pengen diokein kesalahan kayak gini gitu. Contohnya gitu satu pertama. Kedua, misalkan lu lagi di kayak on a surgery room, you're a doctor. Habis itu kayak lu salah mutusin saraf gitu. Sorry anjir, salah barusan.
I think that's
kalau itu
very
obvious.
Different. I think that's very different.
Ini obviousnya aja gitu ya. Tapi kan ada yang lain kayak yang sebenarnya.
Iya bener aja dong lu anjing.
Santai dong lu. Tapi gue nyadar ini.
Gue kasih tau perspektif gue.
Gimana?
Yang cheating on girlfriend ya. Kalau menurut gue lu belum ngerasain jeleknya lu cheat itu tau gak sih?
What do you mean, Bas? Ya gimana?
Menurut gue lu bakal belajar setelah lu udah cheat. Kalau lu kayak gitu orangnya ya.
That's different. Yeah, depends on the person juga.
Tapi kalau menurut gue kalau yang itu, kalau yang soalnya.
Iya walaupun lu tahu 100% salah nih ya. Cuman lu belum digampar aja gitu tau gak sih lu?
Iya. Tapi
emang lu harus ngerasain dulu experience-nya cheat girl.
At the same time, of course people wanna try to minimize the amount of percentage kemungkinan untuk failure-nya kan dikurangin. Misalnya kalau emang mau cheat, like you try to talk it out before, like you try to not make it happen. Of course, like we don't want mistakes to happen, but like the thing is like the saying of like kayak jangan takut salah itu maksudnya biar orang nggak takut untuk jalan dulu kan. Bukan berarti fokus kalimatnya beda gitu kan ya. Does that make sense? Kayak fokus kalimatnya jangan takut maju, bukan jangan
bukan berbuat kesalahan lah gitu.
Iya. That makes sense, right?
Kalau seenggaknya di gue rasa kata-kata kayak berbuat kesalahan lah gitu kayak basically
agak lucu ya.
Bisa mistranslate dan maybe not work with me gitu. Mungkin kalau nggak takut nyoba dan nggak takut itu ya itu lebih masuk akal gitu di gue. Walaupun di saat yang sama pada akhirnya jawabannya emang nggak takut salah juga gitu ya. Sama kalau misalkan yang tadi soal lu yang Bas, gue ngerti sih kalau misalkan Kenapa dong?
Hey guys, sorry. I have like another call, so I might be back for a bit.
Santai.
Alright, no worries, bro.
Pardon, bro.
Yep.
Santai.
Hostnya udah Terence kan hostnya ya.
Jadi kayak kalau misalkan contohnya kayak misalkan cheat kayak tadi tuh, gue setuju kalau misalkan lu setelah ngelakuin sesuatu lu bakal baru benar-benar ngerti gitu.
But at the same time,
tapi ada di saat yang sama kayak ada beberapa yang nggak perlu lu ngertiin gitu loh.
Iya, ya itu juga tadi kayak dokter juga kan, contohnya dokter kan, juga. Lu nggak perlu untuk orang mati karena lu baru kayak lu berarti, oh no. I think that's very
Tapi yang
very dramatis sih kalau itu ya.
Iya sih. Tapi di saat yang sama yang gue sadarin emang sebenarnya itu gue cuma berpikir terlalu dalam aja sih, overthink aja gitu. Karena pada akhirnya gue nggak bakal tahu Gue kemarin tuh gue rasa gue berusaha kayak mencari tahu yang mana yang boleh kesalahannya gue alami, yang mana yang enggak gitu. Dan pada akhirnya kayak terlalu banyak hal gitu loh yang kayak waduh gue nggak bisa tahu semuanya. Kalau misalkan gue pikirin semuanya juga akhirnya gue pusing gitu, jadi bingung gitu, aduh ini gimana ya, itu gimana ya, ini gimana ya gitu. Ya pada akhirnya ya yang emang kelihatannya menurut gue sih ya, yang emang kelihatannya udah bakal salah ya udah tinggalin aja. Walaupun emang 100% lu nggak bakal tahu juga itu bakal sebenarnya salah atau bener ya. Tapi kalau misalkan lu udah ngelihat nih bakal salah, ya udah tinggalin aja ke yang bener. Kalau nanti akhirnya yang menurut lu bener ternyata salah, ya udah lu belajar gitu kan sana. Gitu sih kayaknya ya.
I mean it's very like an extensively long topic that we can go on forever about sih. Kayak apa ya? Yeah, it's just like mistakes, ya kan? It's mistakes versus how much effort or like work you put in. It's difficult. Like I think the idea of putting it into like a football game is also interesting. Like analogy, yeah. Like you don't, if you're a defender, you try not to get scored on, right?
Yeah.
And the idea of you made a mistake, you slipped, or like you got beaten because you weren't focusing on marking the right player, and then you got scored on. It's kind of apa ya? It's the same analogy juga kalau untuk kayak mistakes and like effort and whatnot. Karena you try not to get scored on, and you try all you can, but like sometimes you will make mistakes. But like again, you try to minimize the amount or the possibility of you making that mistake by training beforehand, by eating well, by focusing, whatever. It's just like basically there's always like a before the mistake and how you can prevent future mistakes. Yeah.
Nah, kalau misalkan dari contoh lo itu ya, yang gue ambil juga kemarin gue mikir gini sih, sebenarnya bukannya nggak ngebuat kesalahan tuh oke, bukan berarti lo
buat sebarang-barangnya
deliberately kayak dengan sengaja ngebuat kesalahan. Kalau gue nangkapnya gitu ya, sengaja yang bekerja di gue kayak gitu. Jadi contohnya kayak kalau misalkan contohnya gini, kalau misalkan lo nyebrang di jalan dan lo ketabrak motor, itu oke. Kalau misalkan lo udah hati-hati gitu ya. Tapi kalau misalkan lo ngeliat ada motor jalan dan lo sengaja
maju lari atau gimana ya?
Iya kan, itu kan bego kan. Nah, yang
kayak gitu itu beda kalau itu itu baru itu contohnya kan itu cara terbaik untuk menjelaskan sepanjang berapa lama tadi kita ngobrol ini 10 menit mungkin. Itu contohnya yang yang ngambil 2 menit yang tadi kita bisa we could have just said that and like done.
Iya benar.
I think that's it, that makes the most sense.
Itu Bas. Santai lu mau mulai jualan inian nggak? Bath water, your bath water.
Apa sih dia bath water?
Kan kayak Belle Delphine. Lu mandi.
Bath.
Lu mandi.
Water.
Lu masukin ke cup, kaca. Lu branding. Lu jual, gila kan? Bisa, nggak kepikiran loh. Ada aja yang pengen beli air mandi gitu, bekas mandi lu. Bisnis, man. Otak bisnis tuh kayaknya Belle Delphine kuliah tempat bisnis, man.
Jeli melihat peluang. Zaman SMP kita.
Itu dia. Oh, dari kemarin gue juga ini aja. Gue kayak apa? Gue dari kemarin tuh mikirin tentang ini juga kayak apa? Gimana kalau
gue masih gak kayak sendiri karena saya ngomong jeli melihat peluang mengingat dulu masa SMP suka di plus ini dari geli melihat peluang and I don't know why so funny.
Geli pakai G.
Geli melihat beruang.
Apa
ngebayangin orang ketawa. Aduh, I'm sorry.
Apa?
Geli melihat beruang langsung.
Santai lu, Bos. Sama-sama. Weh. Gak, tapi gue dari luar mikirin ini aja. Kayak apa? Soal kapan lu harus melawan gitu ya. When you have to fight, when you have to back down. Kalau misalkan ada
apa nih?
Nah, contohnya kayak gini. Misalkan kayak apa ya? Kayak ada kesalahan gitu. Contohnya kayak apa ya? Kayak misalkan contohnya gitu. kalau misalkan lu dipalak sama orang gitu.
Sedih ya, dipalak. Bahas nih, ceritanya Bas ya.
Iya, lu dipalak sama orang. Kapan lu harus ngasih dan kapan lu harus tetap kayak
Why would you even give at all? Kayaknya nggak ngasih sama sekali nggak sih?
If he got 5%,
Kalau gue sih ngasih sih.
if he got 5%,
Oh, depends konteks, tergantung konteksnya. Ini gue mikirnya ini teman, ini antara teman-teman. Terus sebenarnya kayak, bro ngasih duit dong. Gue kayak, apaan nanti? I would like Jack. Tergantung ya kalau gue dibully kayak apa.
Iya, dibully gitu misalkan. 5% wielding machetes.
Ya, itu beda cerita sih kayak, wah apaan lu? Mati gue besok kenangannya.
Tapi di saat yang sama gue mikir, iya, nah ini kayak masalah gue gini nih. Kayak gue selalu mikirin kayak terlalu banyak konteks kayak, kalau misalkan
ya nggak apa-apa, no, it's fine. Apa-apa.
Tapi di saat yang sama lu jadi bingung nggak? Coba. Nah, kalau misalkan ya gue selalu mikir kayak gitu Mbak, kayak makanya pada akhirnya gue kemarin sempat mikir kayak gimana nih kalau misalkan kita balik ke SMA, abis itu kita kayak going through the bullying that we went through back in high school.
Well, I missed a lot of it, but okay.
Yeah. Will we? Would I do the same?
Would you do anything different?
Yeah, would I do anything different gitu? Dan gue kayak memformulasi rencana-rencana kayak gue bakal videoin ini, gue bakal ngerekam audio ini, ngancem sekolah, bener-bener semuanya terputar banget ya.
Tapi a lot of things could have happened differently as well, man. Kalau misalkan lu lapor ke sekolah, bisa jadi malah justru things would happen outside of school. Di parkiran atau di mana kan nggak tahu juga, bro.
Iya kan makanya kayak di situ. Nah di situ kayak gue mikir kayak di kapan gue harus kayak just let go, kapan gue harus fight back gitu. Itu yang kayak gue pikir.
I think there's a limit that needs to be exceeded. Karena kalau menurut gue, oke, mungkin gue ngalamin
nggak bisa satu advice dipakai di semuanya kalau menurut gue.
Yeah, exactly. Kayak you know, it depends on
di konteks gitu ya.
Yeah.
Karena kayak kalau misalkan lu pikir-pikir ya, we paid nearly 80 million
per year atau berapa sih, gue nggak inget ya.
Kita bayar nyaris ya, hitunglah 50 juta ya atau 60 juta sampai lulus gitu. Dan susah-susah bayar 60 juta untuk gak boleh duduk di kantin gitu kayak what the, dan gak boleh
kayaknya lebih ke gitu, apa ya, at the same time I think like it depends on how you view it. Again, no one advice is gonna uniformly fit for everyone. But like the way I think about it is that it wasn't to the extent that I felt like I was being kayak gue diancam kehidupannya, you know. I was maybe like scared, but I wasn't being mungkin ditarik kata-kata kayak ditarik mungkin kayak hak gue untuk kayak makan di kantin atau lewat lapangan atau apa. But at the same time I think that also helped me build a strong mindset in a way. It was like, gue nggak bisa lewat lapangan, ya udah I'll find another way. Like it's not that hard. I mean, at the same time it's like, it's something I should be able to do. But at the same time it built a mindset of like, if I can't do it this way, I'll do it another way. You know, if I karena kayak I think at the same time if you're just ignoring all of this like character building, essentially you just become like somewhat of a baby. You just, when some small inconvenience happens and you're just like, oh my god, why is it not happening this way? You start to think that there's only one way to do it, the most obvious way. Misalnya kayak jalan dari kelas ke MPH, misalnya mau lewat lapangan dan kayak lapangan rumput dan lain-lain, dan itu nggak boleh atau apa, gue nggak inget ya. And you're like, oh my god, seumur hidup gue semuanya bisa, kenapa ini nggak bisa? Like you just you freak out. But like if you're used to being in a situation where you're put in a situation where you just want to do something but you're being told you can't do it, but you find other ways to do it, it's like it doesn't matter to you. You just chill. It's like it wasn't much of a big deal to me, to be honest. But maybe itu juga karena gue ngalamin dari kelas 11 doang ya. But like I get your idea of like, would I have done things differently? Would I have done this and that? I always overthink my mistakes too, man. Kayak semalaman gitu nggak sering lu sampai kayak nggak bisa tidur karena ya kepikiran kayak, oh my god, what if I said this? Terus kayak, what if I punched, or what if I, whatever. But at the same time, I think maybe kalau itu terjadi, I would have been a different person entirely. And that's kind of crazy sih. Kayak I think about that as well sometimes. I lose sleep over that sometimes too, man.
Iya benar.
Pikiran sih.
Mikirin itu lama banget ini mikirin gitu.
Kayak asik. Sebenarnya asik aja sih. Gue kayak I don't know, fantasi aja kayak wah gila. Gue kalau dulu langsung ngomong misalnya kayak di depan lapangan atau apa kayak gue bodo amat, gue sering kepikiran gitu. I don't know about you. But like, like itu kayaknya ada nama penakit atau nama kondisi deh. Jadi kayak misalnya kan lu lagi nyetir, terus kayak lu mikirin kalau mau lu gas terus sampai jatuh dari jurang. You know that happens?
Oh yeah.
It's like gue kayak misalnya when I'm driving, when I'm driving, I'm like, ini what would happen if I just go gas aja terus gue nabrak mobil depan? You know, like it sounds crazy, but like that idea passes by, crosses my mind, and it's like, yeah, what would happen? You know, would I be in jail? Would I be in trouble? Whatever, but like, you know, insanity or not, but like it does cross my mind sometimes. Kocak ada sih ya.
Menurut lo gimana nih, Bas? Kalau lu bakal ngelakuin apa?
Gak tau, no comment.
Because you don't
gue mikirin kayak sebenarnya ya pasti.
Yang paling lu pingin apa? Yang sebenarnya paling merasa
lebih kayak ngelawan sih sebenarnya. Walaupun
keseluruhan
ini
gitu ya.
Baru idenya doang gitu ya. Kayak menurut gua yang bener sebenarnya dilawan gitu. Menurut gua. Karena ya pada akhirnya gua ngerasa kalau misalkan kalau gue pikir gini soalnya, kalau dibiarin, kalau ngelawan lu bakal dipukulin, dan kalau misalkan dibiarin lu bakal dipukulin, pada akhirnya sama aja.
Sama mending ya.
Iya kan?
Iya.
Sama aja sih.
Iya
sih. Gitu soalnya.
True.
Soalnya pada akhirnya kemarin kita diem aja dan pukul-pukulin juga gitu kayak. Terus apa?
Oh, I didn't experience that, yeah.
Tapi emang it cross my mind kayak maksudnya kalau misalkan gue ngelawan ya pasti nanti bakal dibawa keluar dan di situ kayak gue udah mulai pusing, wah gimana nih?
Makin jauh kan bisa makin jauh juga gitu ya maksudnya. Kita nggak tahu juga.
Gue bingung juga gitu kayak wah how do I deal with that? Gitu.
Lu ada spesifik momen lu lagi dibully gitu nggak lu inget?
Kayaknya gue jujur ya gue lebih ke kabur-kaburan sih kemarin ya. Jadi gue nggak bisa bilang 100% kalau gue mengalami semua went through all the bullying and stuff. Jadi gue nggak bisa bilang 100%. Dan mungkin ini juga gue ke influence dengan kayak all of the materials comic books that I read. Kayak apa sih kayak mungkin emang gara-gara didramatisir juga di sana ya kayak benar-benar tonjokin banget lah atau apa gitu. Tapi di saat yang sama kayak itu ngasih perspektif yang beda sih gue rasa kayak wah gimana nih. Untungnya kemarin gue nggak sampai separah itu sampai ada 5 orang ngegebukin gue sendirian sampai gue tiduran gini-gini gitu kan, you know, fortunately. Tapi kayak gue mikirnya tuh kayak if I went through the same thing gitu kan, would I have done the same thing gitu. Gue gitu sih.
I feel you.
Yeah, kan?
I think that's what makes us different sometimes, man. Kayak I like to think that I have friends who maybe let's say live abroad, so completely different world. And they speak a completely different language, different culture, and mungkin sekolahnya juga kayak nantai gitu kan, nggak ada kayak because like some schools are like very anti-bullying, whatever not.
Yeah.
And itu beda aja sih, kayak kadang kalau misalkan kita kumpulkan orang-orang dari dua dunia itu berbeda dari kita sama mereka misalnya. I don't want to differentiate karena kita sama-sama manusia kan itu. Tapi maksudnya pengalaman gimana pun beda dong. Kayak beratan orang dari sini sama orang dari let's say like England or whatever not, like other countries, like we experience life in different ways based on the quality of life, based on the culture, based on whatever kan ini. And I feel like it's what makes us different, I guess, you know. Kayak I understand like not everything is like perfect, because in a perfect world there would be no bullying, there would be whatever not, but would there be character? We would all just kind of be like the same and just, you know. I mean, I'm not saying like I'm not supporting violence, whatever not. But at the same time, what I'm saying is that the definition of like violence or like inconvenience itu juga sering dijadiin kayak terlalu lebay gitu. Maksud gue kayak I don't mean to say like bullying was nothing di high school karena ya itu tadi gue baru masuk kelas 11 kan dan ngalaminnya juga nggak sebanyak kalian mungkin. Tapi at the same time I feel like that just built a stronger me, you know, that built a stronger mindset, a stronger whatever, you know. Maybe I was lucky as well in that sense, but because like hearing your guys' story, it kind of seems like oh my god, sih kalau gue dibawa ke parkiran and like whatever not, karena gue kan sekali pernah tuh ke parkiran, and I was like I don't like this vibe, I don't like this place, man, and I can't imagine having to go there and like being surrounded by people who are like bigger than you or older than you, who are just like it's just intimidating, emang sih, and it's like it's pretty much 100% bullying. There's no other way to put it, emang bullying, tapi kayak at the same time, I mean, thankfully, we're alive now, and that built character, you know, that built stronger us, I would say. Not saying it's like the best lesson we ever had in our lives, but it's part of what made us us now.
what we are.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you decide whether that was bad or good or whatever.
Jadi pengalaman.
But yeah, that is interesting too. Yeah. I mean, it's always interesting to talk about. Karena kayak ngebayangin kalau kehidupan lu sempurna gitu kan, sering banget kan.
Iya sih. Sebenarnya pada akhirnya nggak bisa sepenuhnya sempurna juga sih. Nggak bisa kayak harusnya gue kemarin gini. Itu nggak bakal ada selesainya. Ya.
True, man. Tapi appreciate it for what it is, man.
Tapi kayak kalau misalkan kita pikir-pikir ya, kemarin tuh kita takut ini ya, takut ngelapor gitu kan. Tapi kayak one of our friends actually reported them, right?
Oh ya, siapa itu?
And they did nothing. Viral kok.
Was it? Hah?
Viral.
Oh ya, viral. Gue nggak ingat sih. I don't remember at all.
Itu
kelas berapa?
Itu kelas 1 terus 2 gue lupa deh.
Oh, so I was waktu kelas 2 mungkin ya, tapi gue nggak tahu juga sih.
And they did nothing. They couldn't do anything.
Malah justru yang LDKS gitu kan, ini juga nggak sih? I don't wanna say LDKS kayak agak-agak ini banget juga, tapi kayak I remember gue nggak inget deh karena gue kan ikut pas angkatan kita nggak sih karena gue anak baru. And then I remember we had lives, like we had like an egg that we had to keep, and I didn't even have an egg karena gue nggak bawa telur. And then name tag gue hampir hilang sebelum kita nyampe di tempat yang di truk hampir lempar. And I remember I lost my book, so I had like no lives by the end of the day. But like I was saved because it was raining on the day that yang pada apalah di mana-mana itu hujan, and I was like, oh my god, I'm so lucky because like the bitch was like right next to me and it was about to be me, and then it started raining really hard. And I was like, oh my god. Tapi apa ya? Kocak sih pengalaman itu. Like I felt so scared, bro. Like sleeping, I couldn't sleep properly. Sebangunnya subuh-subuh banget kan, and tapi at the same time I enjoyed being with my friends during that situation. Kayak kocak ada sebenarnya kayak sekarang ngomonginnya kayak ketawa-ketawa gitu kita dulu takut banget cuy ini.
Look back, sih. Kayak waktu kita benar-benar kayak mikirin lagi, anjir lucu juga kemarin kayak gini. Jadi pengalaman. Tapi emang iya sih benar.
Tapi pas lewatin emang kayak agak anjing juga sih.
Iya kan makanya kan.
Kayak motherfucker, like I just wanna fucking pee and we have to share a toilet berlima, bersepuluh, whatever.
Iya. Tapi gue nyadar sih sebenarnya kayak itu ya sedikit kayak apa ya, ngebentuk kita kayak lebih sopan lah, lebih apa gitu kan. Iya gue nyadar sih itu sih sebenarnya.
Tapi itu pun juga ini kan di supervise guru bukan sih LDKS, ya kan? Ada guru
iya,
kan? Iya
kayaknya supervise sama mereka.
Tapi pas malam pun nggak tahu sih dilepas tangan atau enggak, tapi kayak I remember that was shit.
Emang sih sebenarnya kayak sedikit tapi itu konteksnya masuk sebenarnya menurut gue ya. Konteksnya masuk ke sana. But if we go to like the place where they gather, hang out, parkiran basically. Parkiran, itu udah di luar konteks menurut gue sih. Oh,
menurut lu kalau LDKS kayak nggak apa-apa gitu ini?
Masih masuk konteks ya sih hitungannya, kayak maksudnya emang konteks di sana kita dibuat kayak emang buat itu gitu loh.
Buat apa? Tapi gue malah nggak paham karena gue anak baru kan itu. Gue kondisinya gue ini ibaratnya gue bener-bener asing banget sama nih sekolah. Karena kayak walaupun gue dari SMP PJ, gue nggak kenal orang-orang sebelah gue. Gue sekelompok sama anak adik kelas. Itu pun gue nggak pernah ngobrol sama satu pun dari mereka, nggak ada yang gue kenal. Dan gue tiba-tiba gue dijadiin ketua kelompok, dude. Karena nggak ada cowok selain gue di kelompok gue. Dan tadinya di daftarnya banyak tapi nggak ada yang datang satu pun. So I was like, gue lupa di siapa gitu yang datang gue. Bilang, Bim, lu kan ini gue nih, gue ngurusin kelompok lu. Tapi gue gak ada cowok nih, ini lu ketua kelompok. Terus gue kayak anjing, I saw my heart dropped. And I was like, okay, terus gue emang harus ngapain? And then he was like, jadi lu tanggung jawab kalau ada masalah atau gimana kelompok lu. Terus gue kayak, what the fuck, bro? I don't know these people. I don't know this country. I barely know this country. And it was like, jadi kayak my heart was beating super fast, man. And gue inget banget pas upacara kan, I don't know about you guys, but like I felt my whole life like I was very shy. Kalau disuruh ke depan atau apa presentasi gue deg-degan banget dulu ya. Tapi untungnya setelah I used to do speeches jadi lebih pede. Tapi ini ketika di saat gue belum pernah speech nih. So this was like the very first time. And ini kita pas upacara kan, dude. And I don't understand cara orang ngurusin atau ini apa
yang gitu-gitu.
Barisannya. Tapi tiba-tiba gue jadi yang di sebelah ujung. I think kan lu yang jadi itu nya atau apalah gue nggak apa nih. Gue harus ngomong. And I didn't know what to say because like gue pernah latihan. I never even like I don't understand this whole concept. Nobody explained anything to me. And gue harus ngomong yang whatever kayak apa kepada ini kan, which is fine kan, technically bukan masalah besar. Tapi kalau lu bayangin sudut pandang gue, konteksnya gue dari luar dan nggak paham ini, nggak pernah ada di ininya. It's like what the fuck was that supposed to be? I didn't have practice and all that, and now being super shy, I have to talk like
dulu week in week out lu ya pemimpin ya. Week in week out
iya
dulu
kan,
terus
iya
ya.
kan, kalau itu kan
kayaknya iya deh. Kita berdua ya guys, kalau misalkan upacara gitu.
Iya sumpah.
Dipaksa.
Taibet. Gak ada yang mau.
Nah, ya kan, makanya malah kalau orang baru tiba disuruh itu kan nggak tahu. Sedangkan kalau
tapi gue seneng sih teriak-teriak gitu.
Iya, gue juga sebenarnya akhirnya seneng juga karena ya it's show. I don't know, I felt like I was dominating.
Setuju.
Ya kan, powerful.
Ngerasa like, sendiri gitu.
Kalau dalam posisi lu yang malu banget, lu nggak pernah ada latihan, lu nggak tahu ini apa, agak kocak sih cuy.
Iya kan, paling sering OSIS sih disuruh ya? Apa paskib ya?
Kita berdua ya.
Iya kan, seharusnya sering dilatih orang lain juga gitu biar kayak apa ya?
Makanya
karena to be honest like sejak itu I developed like a want to kind of like talk in public karena kayak rasanya beda ada gitu cuy. It's interesting.
Iya. Makanya sebenarnya beda konteks sih ya. Yang kemarin tuh jawaban yang gue temuin tuh kayak between fighting back and not fighting back itu kayak different konteks sih. Dan kayak ini bakal gue jadi lebih percaya lagi sama jawaban ini, selalu ngomong kayak karena gue nggak boleh lewat sini ya gue cari cara lain gitu. Make sense gitu. If you cannot fight back then you just got to look for another way.
Work around it, ya kan?
Yeah.
It's like playing football, man. Like football, especially like I think Buzz would like relate a lot. Like recently as well, football has changed quite a bit. Like with VAR and with all this and that. And I mean, the only way that beautiful football is being played then is like you just play around the rules, man. Kalau emang, apa ya? Like ini cara gue mandangin dulu ini sih mindset gue dari sejak gue main football. I think I remember, because like football, I think it's an interesting sport. Because like kalau sport lain kan like football, futsal, whatever other ini, there's always like ada out atau apa. Which floorball technically ada kalau bolanya lewatin the pembatasnya. Tapi I love the idea that you can bounce the ball off of the wall. So essentially, how I relate that into real life, how I translate that to real life is that you find ways to work around the people. Jadi kalau there's someone in front of you, you can't pass them, you can't go past them or whatever not. You just you tap it against the wall and then lu ambil lagi bolanya. Kayak you work around, you work smartly. You don't need to. There's not only one way to do things. I don't know. I think that was like smart. I just like floorball a lot. Itu melatih pemikiran lebih pintar aja sih. Kalau dalam bola atau
kalau menurut gue nggak floorball aja sih, kayak semua sport sih kayak gitu sih.
I know, but like this is like something I experienced, I guess. Yeah. Football, of course, you can do that as well. Like you can bounce it off the opponent player or whatever. Not, you find ways around it. Basically, it's always about being creative and finding your own ways to reach your goal. Essentially, ya kan?
Yeah.
Super interesting sih.
Pada akhirnya kayak you will kayak apa ya? Gue tuh kayak makanya gue selalu mikirin kayak gimana kalau misalkan tadi kan balik lagi gimana kalau misalkan gue dipalak gitu kan. Habis itu kalau misalkan tiba-tiba ada 5 orang yang malak gue, habis itu kayak gimana nih? Habis itu kalau misalkan setiap hari gue harus lalui juga that's shit bro gitu kan.
Yeah, definitely I understand that. Yeah.
Tapi kayak kalau misalkan gue pikirin sekarang juga sebenarnya nggak ada gunanya sih. Kayak gue nggak bakal benar-benar tahu gitu. In the end it's just imagination gitu.
Of course. That's why I think
Iya, kalau kita ngomong ke orang yang benar-benar udah kayak went through that thing gitu kan, mungkin mereka jauh lebih apa ya, lebih realistis gitu cara-cara mereka dibanding cara gue gitu kan. Ya gitu aja sih.
I think this is like basically your thoughts nggak sih?
Iya sih. No? Pada akhirnya gue harus ada di posisi itu dulu baru gue benar-benar tahu sih. Nah. True. Kemarin makanya gue tiba-tiba udah mikir ini juga kan, kayak nonton video tentang kayak apa ya, brutality attack gitu, kayak on the street.
Bro, dude, what are you watching, man?
Kayak Karen gitu ya?
Iya, Karen. Enggak kayak Karen. Apa sih, kayak gue baru-baru ini kayak nyadar sebenarnya kayak the streets they're not safe, man. Kayak it's not as safe as we think gitu loh. Kayak tiba-tiba lu bisa aja ditonjokin orang sih. Out of nowhere, man.
I mean, bro, if you think about it, the universe can just like explode any second. Yeah, so we're never really 100% safe.
Iya, kalau matematiknya Gary V sih, kemungkinan lu mati besok sama kemungkinan lu hidup 60 tahun tuh probability-nya lebih gede lu hidup 60 tahun kan?
Iya, kalau kata dia gitu.
Jadi lu ngatur strateginya tuh buat hidup 60 tahun tuh masih lu.
Tapi di
karena
saat
probability lebih tinggi.
You'll never know gitu loh. Kayak lu nggak bakal pernah tahu aja. Maksud gue, tapi fokusnya itu bukan ke situnya ya. Fokusnya lebih ke ini apa? Setelah gue kayak surfing through the internet, habis itu kayak nonton video tentang kayak gimana kalau orang diserang gitu. Pada akhirnya you'll never know juga gitu loh. Kapan yang bisa lo lakuin emang cuma sebenarnya as much as possible keep yourself safe, keep yourself away from the like dangerous areas. Pertama, habis itu kedua planning. Lo tau gak sih kayak planning kayak nanti kalau misalkan gue diginiin orang gue bakal ngelakuin ini, terus kalau misalkan gue digituin orang gue bakal ngelakuin itu kayak it will never work. Pada akhirnya lo bakal terlalu panik untuk mikirkan itu gitu loh.
Bro, it's like the same way as like COVID. If you think about being cautious to like COVID and whatever not, you can wash your hands as much as you want. You can, take measures of like social distancing and all of that. But like until you actually go out there, the thing is like it can stop you from going out kan intinya kan kayak you shouldn't meet people whatever not. But like if you stay home, you're not gonna be able to get food, you're not gonna be able to things like that. Sometimes you need to ya udah go out. Intinya kayak untuk gue kayak ingat tadi intinya like what do you actually want to do. Misalnya I'm hungry, I want to get food, I can't order food because whatever reason misalnya. Ya udah, no matter what, I'm gonna go outside, but like I'm gonna take the pre-measures. I'm gonna wear my mask. I'm gonna ini. Tapi at the same time, if there's a solution like otherwise that I can do a work around it, misalnya I can order food online with my phone, I would do that. Yeah. But like if not, then do it, but like with caution. It's the same thing as like tadi kan work ethic about making content. Like no matter how much you're gonna explain it properly, you just end up intinya harus lanjut tadi. People can interpret it differently, whatever, bro.
Bener-bener ya, tapi emang kayak lu nggak bakal benar-benar tahu sih bakal kayak gimana gitu.
There's never any certainty, man.
Iya benar. Nah makanya yang gue suka tuh kemarin ada satu video yang ngejelasin kayak plans never work. That's why you strategize. Strategi itu kayak, dan di situ gue benar-benar kayak nyadar perbedaan antara plan dan strategi gitu. Jadi kalau misalkan plan tuh lebih kayak besok pagi gue bangun jam segini, abis itu nanti gue mandi, abis itu gue ini gitu. Tapi kalau dengan strategi itu lebih kayak abis gue bangun gue harus mandi dulu. Mau jam berapa bangunnya terserah, pokoknya abis gue bangun gue harus mandi dulu gitu. Atau gue abis gue bangun. So
lebih luas gitu ya, lebih flexible ya, lebih adaptable ya. Because I think that's also like a trait of the modern person, the modern. Karena kayak misalnya kan lu buat website. Kalau lu cuma buat website doang, I mean, of course bisa tetap banyak sih trafficnya ke website lu. Tapi kalau lu punya app juga, bayangin itu kan, because like people don't like to be confined to one specific platform. Misalnya cuma ada website atau cuma ada ini. Most people like the fact that you can go from your phone to your laptop to whatever. Because like bisa buka di mana-mana kan. And so itu ada sih kayak, I think that's just a trait of the modern person. Kayak you need to be adaptable to whatever circumstances, whether that's time, whether that's culture, whether that's ini.
Iya sih.
Interesting points though, bro.
Tapi gue rasa emang itu bukan cuman di kayak hal ini doang gitu, kayak it's not just on self defense. Gue rasa emang
definitely.
Dengan segala hal ya di in life in general gitu ya, generally kayak balik lagi kayak misalkan tadi kayak soal bangun pagi aja. Habis kedua soal buat konten juga gue rasa kayak ya lu harus fleksibel juga gitu, harus menyesuaikan gitu. Misalkan bro. besok lu berencana buat jam 12 mau pergi ke rumah temen lu, tiba-tiba ada yang meninggal dan lu harus ngelayat gitu ya.
Bro, agak sedih banget ya lu bayangin ya. Gue pikir lu bilang hujan. Gue kira lu bilang hujan gitu kan. Hujan kan cukup ya. Hujan ya. Ini harus meninggal. Sedih banget.
Misalkan.
Misalkan ya.
Tapi kayak gitu kan, kayak harus fleksibel
juga
sih. Ya sih, gitu aja sih.
Psychopath.
Sama baru lagi nih, gue kayak gue baru inget lagi setelah bahas ngomong psychopath, kayak you never really have to follow, kayak orang-orang sekarang bilang kayak do what you love gitu kan, but kayak at the same time you cannot really always do what you love. Gue rasa gitu sih. Kayak pada akhirnya kalau misalkan if you love, for example, let's say, 101 Addiction, that TV show.
I have no clue.
Jadi ada acara TV namanya 1001 Addictions. Kayak itu nunjukin orang-orang yang
yang adiksi aneh-aneh nggak sih?
Iya, ketagihan makan batu lah, ketagihan apa. They love that shit, man. But do you have to do what you love in that point, in that context?
Terlalu ekstrim itu, konteksnya terlalu ekstrim
ya, konteksnya itu loh.
Beda konteks lagi kan?
Lo yang bener aja dong lu.
Gue sering
quit deh ini, gue quit deh.
Oke, sama satu lagi. Gini, kalau misalkan kayak, gue mikir ini yang lebih realistis menurut gue ya. Misalkan kayak, let's say that you want to be like a businessman, right? Let's say that you want to be a businessman. But you live in Africa, and you're freaking poor. You're like your dad is poor. You even have like flies coming in and out of your nose or something. You're rotting, man. You're dying.
What the fuck? Okay.
Ada video kayak gitu, sumpah gue nonton, kasihan banget anak Afrika, kayak ada lalat gitu, parah, kasihan banget ya. Nah, tapi kayak at the same time, di saat-saat kayak gitu lu nggak bisa mikirin kayak do what you love. You gotta survive, man. Kayak maksudnya different context lagi sih gitu, ya nggak sih? Kayak di saat-saat kayak gitu gue rasa kalau misalkan lu pada saatnya lu lagi miskin banget, parah, dan lu kayak udah bener-bener setiap hari kayak ke tong sampah nyari makan gitu, kayak it's not about do what you love, man. It's about surviving. Bukan berarti I'm not demonizing do what you love gitu ya. I'm not demonizing do what you love, but more like lo harus tahu prioritas dulu sih. Gue rasa gitu sih.
Benar.
Menurut gue gitu sih ya. Ya lo harus makan dulu, man. Dan lo
basic needs. Do what you love tuh kayak di luar basic needs sih.
Kenapa?
Ya.
Do what you love tuh di luar basic needs.
Ya.
I mean,
jadi setelah basic needs tuh terpenuhi, baru do what you love.
Ya gitu. Ya.
Gue belum.
Jadiin side hustle. Gitu.
I think that's different. Like kalau basic needs kayak you can't really. I think of it as like two different variables sih. I don't know about you guys. Kayak if sih gue pasti prioritas ini dulu like the basic necessities. Yeah. So if I can eat, if I can do whatever properly, I'll do everything else. But at the same time, there is somewhat of a part of me that agrees and like loves the idea of like do what you love. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, I think more recently I've grown an attachment or relatability with like the idea of loving what you do instead. I always visualize me in the future. It's like, I can't wait until this. Oh, I can't wait until that. But what about now? Like, I understand I'm not the happiest, but so often, I'm not sure about you guys, but like for me, it's like, so often I look back, even on like days that I thought were bad, and I'm like, oh wow, that was such a nice day actually. I had like this happened, that happened, but like, you know what? I was happy because of this. Or I was happy because of that. Like there are things that always can be appreciated. And so I think I understand, and I also fall a bit of like a victim to the idea of like, later on in the future, I cannot wait to like have money. I cannot wait to like live by myself. I cannot wait to like work. I cannot wait to like gain fame, whatever not. But then it makes me feel worse about now. Jadi kayak malah merasa kayak, emang separah itu ya kondisi gue sekarang. And then I think about it, and I'm like, you know what? It's not so bad. Why am I hating myself so much now? It's like, it's only making me feel worse about now. And I just, yaudah, jadi gue lebih sering ini aja sih I guess I gained a bit of more relatability with the saying of like loving what you do. So like whatever is happening right now, enjoy it. And if I don't enjoy it, then do something else, Yeah. As long as I try to keep myself at least satisfied, not super content or happy, but like at least
makes sense. Nah yang sebenarnya kenapa gue I brought up about do what you love itu sebenarnya lebih kayak karena pengalaman gue juga sih, kayak gara-gara ngedengar do what you love jadi unconsciously I hated what I do.
Yeah, there you go, right?
Iya, it wasn't what I love gitu kayak. Jadi kayak berpikir ke situ gitu. Secara nggak langsung
terlalu fokus gitu ya.
Demonizing what you do.
Exactly. I think it's bisa dibalance gitu kan, karena meskipun misalnya you have like these dreams that you have that you want to reach, but you're not there yet. that's fine. You know, that doesn't mean that right now things are shit for you. It just means you're not where you want to be. That's absolutely fine. But like, don't overlook how far you've already come just because you're not where you want to be, right? Crazy sih. But that does happen sometimes subconsciously. Tanpa disadari, tiba-tiba kayak, I just want this to happen right now. Like, why is this not, things like that. I think that's just normal. That's human.
Gak jelas tadi gue ngapain ya.
Ngelatih kan. Anjing. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin.
Oh, demi apa itu kedengeran? Gila.
Ya. Tadi ketawa-ketawa adik lu juga kedengeran, cuy.
Wow, oke.
Atau jangan adik lu nggak ketawa tadi?
Enggak, dia ketawa. Enggak, gue kaget tuh gara-gara itu sejauh itu suaranya bisa kedengeran di sini.
Nggak, kalau itu emang kencang sih, Bas. Apa, Ter?
Enggak, tapi itu jauh banget orangnya jauh dari gue gitu.
I guess ya. Tapi emang bersinnya kencang kan?
Iya.
Dan Iko.
Emang it goes through the family deh. Kayak,
I think everyone, bro.
Enggak, maksudnya in my family gitu kayak. Kita
bersin kencang-kencang. Same, man. Like, you know those people yang bersinnya kayak, yang di dalam gitu? I don't know how that happens, bro. Tahu kan lu?
Gue pernah gitu sih nahan
bersin.
Dia pernah dipaksa tapi kayak nggak enak gitu dan kayak why would people do that? I guess some people naturally gitu sih.
Mungkin ya.
Hai. Gitu.
itu maksud gue yang bersinnya kayak apa ya? Cute gitu kayak kitchen. Oh, gue nggak tahu gimana caranya gitu. Itu gue nggak tahu.
Sumpah, gue ada temen gue kalau bersin ngakak, gue nggak bohong.
Gimana? Biasa cewek gitu.
Kayak
kalau itu ada
demi Allah ada temen gue kayak gitu, gue ngakak kalau bersin, sumpah.
Itu bukan bersin.
Kayak orang kenapa gitu pertama kali gue denger tuh.
Itu bukan bersin.
Ter, I had ini nih kemarin, the other day I had like a worried anxiety moment, whatever. Because like it was yesterday. So the previous night I slept very good actually. I slept very good. I ate good, whatever not. But I woke up because like I had pains in my chest. Ooh. And weirdly, like sometimes when you have pain, okay, it's easily explainable. Misalnya, okay, I worked out, my chest hurts. It's probably just sore. Or I was sleeping on like my side and my chest hurts. Well, it's probably because of like my sleeping position. But like oddly enough, nih kemarin, it was hurting even though I was sleeping like on my back and I had not worked out the day before. So I'm like, that's so weird. And this pain is like so odd. What the hell is going on? And you know what starts to go on in my mind, right? It's like, probably should Google it, man, or you're gonna die, whatever, not, things like that. And bro, it was like the whole day, I don't know. So the pain was probably just in the morning and maybe just a bit through the day, not that much. Tapi it was on my mind the whole day. And I tried meditating, tapi pas meditating meskipun udah lumayan lebih baik, tapi sampai pas mau tidur pun gue mikir dulu masih ada nggak rasanya itu? It consumed me too much the whole day, man. It was like, I was worried. I was like thinking like, okay, do I contact the doctor now? Do I have to go to the doctor? What happens now? Do I take a pic? Do I look at after what I eat more? Or like what's wrong? Basically, I don't understand. But yeah, now it's Tuesday and I'm feeling completely fine, to be honest. And it's like basically what I'm trying to say is like, these moments, man. I really can't, because like I have not had this feeling of like worrying, anxiety, and all that since like let's say end of August. September was a good month for me. September was super good. Tapi Oktober ini udah mulai muncul lagi gitu, things like that, whatever. I don't know. Maybe it's like banyak pikirannya.
Lo tau gak sih kayak anehnya tuh tadi waktu lo cerita itu gue kayak jadi mikirin kayak aduh hati gue gini juga ya.
Dan dude anehnya karena kan kalau di sisi kiri kan kayak di jantung kan lebih ini ya. Kayak misalnya kan kalau sebelah kiri kan bisa jantung, bisa I don't know what else is other on your left. Tapi kayak maksudnya banyak kan. Kalau kanan kayak intinya it's literally just like apparently just the lungs or whatever, I don't know. Jadi gue mikir kayak what the fuck did I do ya? What's wrong with my lungs? Oh my god, gue langsung mikir kayak am I breathing okay? And gue inget sampai gue mau tidur pun kayak kadang nafasnya kayak agak gitu agak susah gitu. Terus gue udah mikir kayak, fuck, is this it? Like you know what I mean? Is this like, do I have it? But like thankfully I'm okay today. But yeah, nggak tahu sih apa.
Gue kemarin ada kayak momen-momen kayak gitu sih.
Gimana?
Apa tuh Bos?
Gimana?
Habis
Kemarin
futsal
kan gue sakit ya, sempet sakit.
Lalu sakit.
Sempat. Iya, spekulasi gue corona kan.
Oh shit.
Ternyata setelah gue lihat-lihat lagi, gue nggak demam dan nggak apa ya, ya gejala-gejalanya bukan gejala corona lah, emang sakit tenggorokan aja tau nggak sih lah.
Iya bagus.
Ya, gue juga sebenarnya.
Cuma ada momen-momen gitu tuh kayak gue kalau meriang sama demam sama nggak sih?
Meriang kayaknya.
Pokoknya gue kayak half conscious gitu tau nggak sih lah.
Oh shit, ngantuk, kecapean kali kecapean.
Iya, kayak feeling abis bangun tidur sakit tau nggak sih lah.
Iya.
Nah, gue ada momen-momen kayak gitu terus itu gue bener-bener contemplating sama diri gue sih kayak gue kalau mati sekarang gak apa-apa sih, gue menurut gue kayak gitu aja.
Bro, tapi gue juga mikirnya gitu kayak anjing ini kayak sakit.
Maksud gue gak mau menderita banget lah gitu maksud lo. Tapi kemarin sampai ke poin itu sih kayak udah ini banget sih, udah kayak gimana ya?
That happens though ya kan?
Iya. Dan gue gak nyalahin orang lain juga, maksud gue kayak emang ini hidup yang gue pengen kayak gini gitu nggak sih lo? Kayak apa deh gue mati sekarang gitu. terlalu dark ya.
Tapi otak langsung kepikiran gitu ya, otak langsung kepikiran worst case scenario, padahal belum tentu lu sakit gitu.
Cuman abis dari situ bener-bener hidup gue upgrade jadi kayak gimana
tuh, ya kan?
Bersyukur gitu tau nggak sih lo?
Iya, but like apa ya? Why does the brain naturally just think worst case scenario? Karena kayak from what I've been reading and from what I've been experiencing, the best doctors for when I'm overthinking or even when I'm sick or whatever is better diet, so like to eat better, to get more sleep, or just to give it time. Karena kayak even if those two don't get misalkan waktu atau food or sleep doesn't make things better, usually dengan waktunya sendiri ntar lebih baik juga gitu. Tapi nggak tahu kenapa otak langsung motong waktu itu kayak langsung baru makanan ini nggak bagus langsung kayak bro you're gonna fucking die. It's like there's no other possibility. I don't know like. Do you guys experience that kayak tanpa dipikir-pikir tiba-tiba kayak it just thinks that way.
Lu selalu berpikir yang kayak negatifnya gitu sih.
Right.
Kalau gue sih selalu ini ya, apa maksud gue? Gimana ya? Cara ngerubah thoughts lu tuh dengan lu ngelakuin sesuatu kalau gue ya. Gak bisa lu diem terus lu ngerubah cara pikir lu gitu kalau menurut gue ya.
So is it like just
lu harus ngelakuin sesuatu biar lu berubah tau gak sih? Kalau gue kayak gitu
action mikirnya. untuk melawannya. Misalnya tadi misalkan makan lebih bagus atau
kayak lu nggak bisa gini kayak misalkan gimana ya? Kayak gue pengen jago main bola, nggak bisa di otak lu doang tau gak sih lu?
Yes, harus latihan gimana pun
ya. Harus ada actionnya gitu kayak mengarah ke sana gitu atau gimana ya? Kayak misalkan kalau misalkan gue kayak apa ya? Otak gue contemplating kayak tadi juga kayak misalkan ini gue udah kebanyakan makan gula tau gak sih lo? Cara gue nyimbangin mindset gue sama cara gue nyimbangin mindset gue tuh dengan gue olahraga, dengan gue jogging segala macem gitu.
Dengan langsung lakuin gitu.
Jadi setelah itu tuh kayak ya udah gue nggak perlu mikirin gue kebanyakan makan gula.
Ada responsnya gitu kan terhadap pemikirannya.
Iya ada.
Gimana biar nggak terpikir terus gitu
sih
kan. Iya biar nggak terpikirkan terus misalkan kayak aduh you know like people ibaratnya kayak orang-orang yang mau olahraga tapi nggak pernah olahraga tapi komplain kalau mereka nggak fit. Aduh gue pingin banget fit tapi olahraga yuk nggak mau gitu kan, jadi there's no action there kan. I get what you mean.
Setuju gue. Itu yang gue kepikiran kemarin ini kayak gue lagi mikirin slogan kocak gitu. Jadi kayak thinking don't get you action gets you thinking. Masuk nggak lo?
Benar, itu.
Iya, itu kayak benar-benar sumpah gue makanya setuju banget gara-gara lu sering ini nggak sih mikir kayak kalau misalkan lu lagi dikasih ada kerjaan atau kasih tugas nih misalkan dulu waktu di SMA lu baru mulai bakal ada pertanyaan setelah lu pengen mulai gitu loh ya sih
setelah udah mulai nggak sih malah
iya, kalau udah mulai
benar
ini gimana bu ini gimana gitu kan baru setelah
iya kayak kalau dikasih tugas terus kan lu misalkan kasih tugas yang besar yang berat gitu mungkin ya terus kayak lu udah mikir kayak ntar ini researchnya gimana ya ntar misalnya kuesioner gimana ini apa tapi selama lu nggak mulai nothing is gonna go forward kan. Iya. Jadi makanya
realitasnya lu gak bakal ngelakuin kan tiba-tiba kan. Tapi waktu lu ngelakuin malah lu akhirnya bakal mikir gitu kan. Wah, itu keren banget nih. Udah quotes ambil tuh, lu langsung kasih tuh
Setuju,
yang
bener.
quotes yang gini-gininya tuh. Abis lu
Itu parah. Mau gue upload, sumpah gue nggak bohong. Ini mau gue klip buat klip gitu.
Afilateren.
20 fix. Udah selesai kita sini aja. Thank you for coming.
Ayo, oke, silakan ya.
Ini videonya ada di siapa ya?
Udah di gua.
Taran. Banyak banget tuh.
Ada di gua. Ntar kirim lagi ntar.
Santuy. Udah seriusan tapi ini kayaknya kita end dulu deh. Gua.
Iya, kira cukup malam ya. Cukup larut.
Nanti
Yaudah.
bisa gua
Udah malam
upload
sih.
lagi ke Drive ya. Nanti lu gua send lagi ininya link-linknya di WhatsApp.
Bisa lah
oke?
malam besok atau kapan lagi lah
Sabi
episode
sih,
lanjut.
sebenarnya. Kalau misalkan dipaksain kayak gini tiba-tiba sebenarnya jalan aja sih. Ya nggak sih? Tiba-tiba gini kita kan.
Kayaknya semoga sih. Iya, man.
Iya benar.
Oke, santuy. Ya udah kalau gitu. Thank you for coming to Terence
Keep
Night.
Twitter.
Asik.
Eh.
Thank you for being here guys. Udah ya kalau gitu.
Kalau ada pertanyaan lanjut mungkin untuk topik berikutnya ya.
Oh iya, asik. Kocak.
Sugesti. Iya.
Kalau gitu. Oke, that's it dudes.